This, my friends, is the Swish Edition.
Hey, Dale.
What up?
It's the last show of 2020. The last Swish Edition of 2020.
Oh, yeah. I thought maybe we were going on a hiatus.
No. Your wish did not come true.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
The global pop culture phenomenon. Swish Edition with Dell and Scott. Coast to coast. Downloaded in 140 countries every week. This is the Swish Edition.
System activate.
To the world. This is the Swish Edition.
An international sensation.
Downloaded in 140 countries every damn week. The Swish Edition. The Swish Edition. The Swish Edition.
You're listening to the Swish Edition.
Our world is coming crumbling down.
How much more this can I take?
Even on the darkest nights, there is hope in the new dawn.
That was the Queen.
Yeah.
So
Did you see that meme of her with the Star Trek?
No.
Because she wore something, I think, for that Christmas...
Her Christmas address?
A dress, and she was wearing like a blue sweater and a little brooch.
Yeah.
Which... if you put her in a picture far away, it looks like the Star Trek insignia.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty good.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So that's our slightly updated opening with Archie Bunker, Leslie Jordan, and the Queen of England. Welcome, all of you, to the Swish Edition. This is the last edition of the Swish Edition for 2020, one of the worst years of my life. I don't know about yours.
Oh, it's there.
But actually, we've had a good year. Actually, wouldn't you say that we've had a pretty good year? I mean, we started in Vegas, and
it's been busy. It's
been busy. We moved back to the East Coast, and
yeah, I feel like we've done everything pandemic aside. We've moved. We've gotten stuff done to the house and all that. So it doesn't really feel like our lives have been hindered and all that much.
Right? We've got projects off the ground. We're doing our creative stuff. We're becoming content creators.
Maybe it would feel different if we actually had jobs.
This is our job. Swish Edition is our job.
Okay.
Breaking news, y'all.
How many people out there wish their job was working for 30 minutes a week?
I was going to say it's a little more than that.
Maybe.
I was going to say that I was going to start with the breaking news, but I want to say that, last week's episode we taped prior to our vacation. Mm-hmm. So you guys listened to it. It dropped while we were at the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Yeah. What'd you think about that? That was your first time.
It was my first time. I liked it.
It's really cool. It's very different because there's no boardwalk, there's no hotels, there's no lights, there's no cotton candy. It's just basically houses and beach.
Houses and beach.
Wild horses.
Wild horses.
How many dolphins did we see?
Oh, God. Too many to count.
Every day. Just every constantly. Day. You looked straight out from the living room and there was a dolphin.
Yeah.
It was really cool to be right on the beach. And we took a couple walks on the beach and collected some shells.
Yeah. If you didn't buy too many presents, we would have driven on the beach.
That's right. We couldn't take Dale's Jeep because I had too much shit to take. So we had to take the bigger car. Sorry about that. Next year.
Did I assume everyone got home okay with their cars packed full of stuff?
Apparently everyone got home okay.
All right.
We got some breaking news in our celebrity section here. Lori Loughlin from Full House fame has been released from federal prison.
Yay. Hand claps here.
She was there because she paid $500,000 to get her daughters into USC under false pretenses. You all know the story. Her husband, Massimo, who created that line of clothing at Target, which I actually have some pieces in my collection, he's still incarcerated. He got 5 months. But she's out, so she'll be out for New Year's. I don't know what that means for her. It remains to be seen whether this scandal will affect her acting career. Felicity Huffman also went to prison, to jail for 10 minutes, I think. For her, she was also a part of this. But she's already landed an ABC sitcom. So maybe Lori Loughlin will bounce back too. Maybe she'll be in the next Hallmark Christmas movie.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. You do your time, and then
you shouldn't be
blackballed forever.
Whatever you want to call it. It's harsh.
Yeah. If you pay your fine and you do your time, then you should be able to get back to normal, right?
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to work. You should be able to have a job.
This is where Kevin Spacey comes in, because Kevin Spacey is still out and about.
I mean, there are most states that what do you call that thing? An application.
Right.
And that some states don't even allow them to even ask the question if you've been convicted of a crime. So to be eligible to work. So, I mean,
for a normal person, but we're talking about celebrities and actors and actresses.
But it should
here.
be the same. I mean, these people do have to live. Yes, their lives are completely different than ours, and they do it.
So what do you think about Kevin Spacey? I mean, he wasn't convicted of anything. He hasn't been put in jail or fined for anything that he supposedly or didn't do.
You're not convicted of a crime, then
right. So why isn't he working? It seems. I mean,
because it's unfair.
It is unfair.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing. If I would think that if he applied for an acting gig, and got turned down, and was felt that he got turned down because of whatever, then he should be able to sue, just like the rest of us.
Right.
I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening, Kevin. He used to be a fan of our clothing store that we used to own.
Yeah, and I missed him both times.
Yeah. You're one of your favorite people. Tiffany Haddish is in the news. She has announced that she is starting her own internship program.
Can we please pause for 2 seconds?
Yes, we can.
And ask everyone listening to the Swish Edition to listen to Rob Lowe's episode with Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
It is funny.
Yeah.
It's enlightening.
It really is.
It's a great 1 hour.
Yeah.
Listen.
Rob Lowe's interview, his podcast is really great. And he has some amazing people on there. And he did a whole hour with her.
Yeah.
And we listened to it on our drive down to the Outer
Yes,
Banks.
we did.
Yeah. You should listen
that
to that.
was if you want to laugh, laugh hard, there were probably at least a handful of times where you like want to be belly over laugh. It was just funny.
And she really lays it all out there. I mean, she talks about her life. And
there's no holding back.
her grandmother with Alzheimer's. And,
Yes.
Yeah, all of it.
Yes.
Yeah, she's great. And Rob Lowe's show is really good, if you guys haven't heard it yet.
I wish he would do his commercials a little differently, because you never know when the show has paused and then all of a sudden you listen to a thing and then they're back again.
Well, that's the problem with these shows that aren't the Swish Edition. The ones who lots of people are listening to, they have lots of commercials because they're very popular. So
I think that's great, because monetizing podcasts is hard.
It is hard to do.
And I'm glad they have it. I just wish there was a way to identify the advertisement.
Luckily, there's a fast forward button, so you can fast forward through the
But it's a great
State
listen.
Farm commercial.
Got to listen to Rob Lowe's interview with Tiffany Haddish.
Do that. He also has one that I want to listen to with Michael J. Fox, which is one of his most newest ones, which I want to listen to.
Another podcast that you might be interested in is called Smartless.
Yeah.
It's with Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Sean Hayes.
And Jason Bateman. We've talked about it on the show before. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So anyway, Tiffany is starting her own internship program. Basically, she was in foster care most of her.
Yeah, she talks about it.
Yeah. So she wants to give foster kids a leg up. So if you are a current college student in California, you got to be in California, and you are now or a former foster youth, I guess.
Yeah.
Between the ages of 18 and 25, you can apply during the month of January to be in this program, and they will put you next summer in a movie or a television production. You'll be paid. You'll get to be mentored, and you'll be part of the entertainment industry. I think it's really cool.
That's fun.
This is, giving back. Giving back's important, Dale. I want to give back. Who can we get back? Maybe we should start the Swish Edition internship program.
Well, we try to take people to Las Vegas, and people don't want to go.
More podcast news. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who now live in California. A lot of California news here. They got a big, huge deal with Spotify.
That's big news. Spotify is taking over Apple in the podcast world.
Multi-million-dollar deal for them. They will be producing and hosting a show where they're talking to different perspectives, different people, amazing people, they say, to kind of round out the world.
Yeah, you know that I don't know where she or who she's streaming or podcasting for. Michelle Obama has a deal.
Yeah.
She's already doing hers. Barack Obama's is coming soon.
Jesus Christ. We have no...
I mean, there's no room for us now.
No one's going to listen to the fucking Swish Edition.
I know.
Barack Obama and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are on the line.
Right.
Damn it all.
We'll just give it up now.
At least Christopher Walken doesn't have a podcast. Christopher Walken, who is 77 years old, admitted recently in an interview that he has never owned a cell phone or a computer and has never sent a text or an email in his entire life.
Wow. How do you live?
Can you imagine that? Even my parents, who are in their 70s, text and email and do everything online. It's amazing to me that someone can live completely off the grid, off the internet, and only rely on other people and the mail system for communication.
I don't like it.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't like it.
I mean, I love it that I text you from one floor to the other. No?
Yeah, no, I've done it.
I mean, I
did it earlier today.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get up and try to find you in the house.
No, because it's too much work.
So how does Christopher Walken find his wife? I mean, he must have to literally get up out of his chair and go find her.
And go and say, hello.
Hello. Hello?
Hello.
We do that too.
Yes.
Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, which has been on the market for years and years and years since he died in, geez, it's been over 10 years, right?
Long time.
It finally sold. It was originally on the market for $100 million, but it was picked up for a steal, only $22 million deal.
Wow.
By this guy named Ron Burkle, who is one of the co-owners of the Pittsburgh Penguins, which I believe, I don't know my hockey, but I believe the Penguins are a hockey team. That would make sense, right?
I think so.
Yeah. He wants to turn it into a private club. It's 2,700 acres. It's now called the Sycamore something or other.
Does it still come with the rides?
The rides are gone.
Oh, then that's not a steal.
The animals are gone, but it's still
the animals I would want gone.
It's still 2,700 acres of land.
Yeah, what happened to all the rides?
They're gone. They left town. I think the train track might still be there.
Well, that's not worth $22 million if the rides aren't there.
And
it's going to be another damn golf course.
The mansion where Michael Jackson slept over with
Macaulay Culkin and
other little boys. It's still standing. Jackson bought the estate for $19.5 million in 1987.
That's a lot of money for 1987,
right? So they didn't make a lot of money.
Off the deal. You know, there's a website where you can go that. Again, I'm talking about something that I can't tell you where to go find it.
Thanks.
But it would tell you.
You do this
you
a
type
lot.
You type in the year and you enter the dollar value, and it would tell you today's value.
All right. What's that website?
Don't know.
This is after.
But there's a thing.
After the last episode we taped, I said to you, I pulled you aside and said, "Would you please stop bringing up things that you don't know?" I mean, you bring up things, and then
people can Google it.
They can Google it. That's true.
It's good. I mean, it could be valueofadollar.com for all I know.
That reminds me of that actor, blank, 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 that I can't think of his name.
All right, let's go.
YouTube's number one earner for 2020 is a 9-year-old friggin' kid.
I've heard about him.
His name is Ryan Kaji. You think that's how you spell it? It's Kaji. I don't know. Kaji, maybe.
Kaji.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's got a site called Ryan's World, it's a channel on YouTube where he reviews toys. He's been doing it since he's 4 years old. He has over 12 billion views on YouTube, and he made $30 million this year alone.
He's like a real life big.
Truly. He's been the top earner on YouTube for 3 years in a row. His family now has turned this into a business. They have a 30-person staff that creates these videos. 30 people behind him, where he just sits on the floor and opens a toy and talks about it. And he makes $30 million a year.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I mean, you and I could review toys. We could do like dildos and stuff. Do you think we'd make like 10 cents for that?
You know, I told you about my idea about that.
What's
the
that?
GSN.
GSN. What's that stand for? Gay
Shopping Network.
Huh?
Gay Shopping Network.
Gay Shopping Network. Where people can buy like dildos and underpants and stuff. Lubes.
You could be the new David Venable of GSN.
Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, that needs to be me? What about you?
No, I can't do that. My mom was watching.
Oh, my goodness. And my parents aren't?
You know.
My parents are not listening to this show. I think they tuned in once, and that was
enough.
it.
That was enough.
That was it. Speaking of social media celebrities.
This makes me sad.
This makes everyone sad. So everyone knows Gramma and Ginga from Facebook. Their videos were some of the biggest videos on Facebook.
Yeah, they were hilarious.
Gramma and her younger sister Ginga have been around since about 2016 online, making these funny videos where they basically make fun of each other and say bad words, and it's really friggin' funny.
Yeah, this was fun because you knew it wasn't put on. This is how they act every single day, which is why the cameras were turned on them in the first place.
Right.
They were just sisters who were bickering and never grew out of it, and it was funny.
But unfortunately, Grandma, who was 106 years old, passed away peacefully on Christmas Day. 106. I would love to be. Can I make it to 106?
Yeah, these two got around pretty decently at 106.
They really did.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't drink as much vodka as we do.
Maybe.
Right. But they were on Jimmy Kimmel Live. They were on Big Little Shots with Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. I don't like him. I don't like Steve Harvey, but they were on that show. But they made big waves on Facebook. And it's sad
they
that
did.
Grandma's gone.
They did.
I assume we're not going to get any more videos out of them because
no,
who wants to just watch
the
younger sister just sitting there all by herself? That's no fun.
No.
I'm going to skip this next story because
please.
Is not Swish-like. I do this kind of stuff. Every now and then I put stories in here that have absolutely nothing to do with the Swish Edition just because it's interesting to me, but not to you. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Swish Edition.com.
Guess what, Scott?
What's that, Dale?
We got a brand new podcast coming very, very soon.
Okay, everyone knows that. We do an episode every week. So what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the new Binge Bum podcast. Starting January 8th, we'll be hosting a new show that breaks down the latest news and premieres, and we'll give our very unqualified opinions on original series and films from everyone's favorite streaming video platforms.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. A new show every Friday, starting January 8th, 2021?
That's right. And our listeners can subscribe now wherever they like to listen to their favorite podcasts, like this show. The Binge Bum podcast is coming January 8th.
Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, CBS All Access, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, all of it?
All of it. All on the new Binge Bum podcast starting next Friday.
It's the Binge Bum Podcast. Whoa, it's time to talk about our favorite shows from all the streaming networks all across the globe, from Netflix to Hulu to Disney Plus and HBO. Get ready for fun and lots of show reviews. It's Binge Bum coming to you.
I know you're very proud of that, Dale.
I love the jingle. Love it, love it, love it.
We have to say that as much as the Swish Edition is my baby, I pretty much came up with it, and I produce it, and I write the script, and I do everything but make Dale talk. this is all Dale. The Binge Bum
Yeah.
podcast is all Dale.
Can't you tell just by the quality?
It's much better than the Swish Edition. I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited.
I'm not dishing on the Swish Edition. I mean, this has been with us for a very, very long time.
10 years.
But I'm just that jingle makes me happy.
It makes me very happy. And I'm happy that you're excited about it and you're starting this on your own. You're going to write it, you're going to produce it, you're going to edit it. You're doing it all on your own, and I'm just going to sit there and read the script that you give me.
There's a lot of work to do in 2 weeks.
I'm excited for you. You know?
I can't wait.
What else are we going to do?
No, this is going to be fun because
we can only jerk off so much. This is good that you found a new project for yourself.
I love it. And because this kind of thing has been a big part of Swish Edition for a while now.
True.
So now it's getting its own dedicated little thing.
Maybe it'll do better than the Swish Edition. We'll just kill this show and just do binge.
Let's not lie. Streaming video has been a big. That's what we both enjoy. A lot of it.
Streaming video probably has saved many people in 2020 because what else are you gonna fucking do?
So let's talk about it.
We're gonna do it January 8th.
Yeah, we come up with new ideas. We're gonna have fun stuff. It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. Are we gonna use the same studio, or are you gonna build your own?
I'm building my own. Okay. I got to go all out. I got to have my own everything.
We got plenty of rooms here. Build your own studio. We got some broadcast news. Fantasy Island. Remember that show?
Fantasy Island?
I think it might be a little before your time.
Not Fancy Island.
Fantasy Island with Mr. Rourke and all the characters.
Well, it's certainly before my time. I know of what you're talking about.
Tattoo and Mr. Rourke. Yes. It was always on.
I used to work with someone who looked identical to Tattoo.
Was he a midget? Oh, you don't call them midgets anymore. You call them little people.
The thing was, I don't think he designated himself as a little person because I don't think he was, because that's a form of dysplasia, I think. I think I'm right on that.
No idea.
And he wasn't.
Okay.
His stature was higher than a little person. I think there's
he was a medium person.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going
Anyway,
with this?
It doesn't matter his stature. It's his look. He looked identical to Tattoo.
Tattoo actually passed away.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Rourke has passed away too. Ricardo Montalban. Anyway, Fantasy Island, which was a big feature of the late 70s and early 80s. It came on right after Love Boat. It's coming back, but not to ABC. It's coming to Fox. Fox has put in a series order for the summer of 2021. Each episode will tell an emotional and provocative story about people who come in with desire but end up being reborn through magical realism on Fantasy Island.
It's going to fail.
It's going to be one of those shows where there's guest stars every week, so those people who aren't really working as much, they'll be on there.
It's not going to work.
You don't think?
It's not going to work.
All right, so that's your prediction?
That's my prediction.
So can I write this down and pull this up from episode 305? Dale
make
said
a note.
That Fantasy
Dale
Island
says Fantasy Island.
One season? Maybe
if
not. If that.
It might get the what do they do when they usually order 3?
They usually order like 6.
Pilot and 6? Okay.
Yeah, something like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
No cast has been announced. We have no idea who's going to be in it.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
who's going to be Tattoo?
I don't know. I can't think of any little people who are big on the scene right now.
What about some of the people from Little People Big World? I actually like that show.
Do they actually act? I don't know.
No, it was a reality show.
Or maybe Tattoo doesn't have to be a little person. Maybe he could be a big person.
That's very true.
Maybe he'll be black. Who knows? We'll find out next summer on Fox. Steven Soderbergh, who made that new movie with Meryl Streep on the Queen Mary 2, which we have not yet watched, which I really want to watch, is set to produce the 2021 Pandemic Oscars. I don't know why we're calling it the Pandemic Oscars. But what's interesting about this is apparently there will be no script, which I think will probably be a good thing.
That's going to be interesting.
So it's funny that they got a big-time film producer.
Is the Oscars one where they're allowed to drink?
No, that's the Golden Globes.
Ah, okay.
Well, they're allowed to drink at the Oscars. They just have to go into the lobby to the bar. But at the Golden Globes, they're actually drinking right at the table, which is much more interesting, I think. So your dog is looking for your attention, it looks like.
I think he needs to go.
All right, so this is our streaming section, Dale. This is what you'll be talking about in the Binge Bum podcast. Maybe we'll cut it out of the Swish Edition. We'll talk about, like, I don't know, dildos and stuff. But you and I last night finally got to watch chapter 16 of The Mandalorian, which is the last episode of season 2. I have to say, I didn't look over at you because I was losing it and I was literally crying. I don't want to give away spoilers, but it gave me all the feels for many reasons. And I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to ruin it for people.
Right.
But there were 2 amazing parts to that. One, the Mandalorian saying goodbye to Grogu because he was going off to be with a Jedi. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. I think that's what was supposed to be happening at the end of the series.
I think if you are to a certain point, you kind of know that was going to happen. But the other part you cannot speak of.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, oh my God. It was very moving for me. I found it very satisfying. And almost if The Mandalorian never came back, that was a great ending.
Yeah. And, I am not a huge Star Wars franchise fan. Yes, I watch it. I enjoy it. But I don't follow it along. Like, I can't tell you where this story fits into this story, and it's because of this story that this... I couldn't tell you. I just like it. I watch it. But it was a great ending. And like you, I actually agree. If it were to never come back, it would be perfect.
That would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect.
But what I found is that what I realized while I was sitting there watching the very last couple minutes is like these people, these characters have been a part of my life my entire fucking life. And it was the first thing that I remember watching on TV.
It was a big deal.
Yeah. So it's been literally my entire life, these same characters. So the same world, basically. And it meant a lot to me. And it still means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that it's continuing with 18,000 different series on Disney Plus. They're taking advantage of this.
Right.
Now we're going to talk about a different thing. We're going to talk about DC Comics. We're going to talk about fucking Wonder Woman. All right. Where Star Wars really isn't superheroes. It's a space opera. It's a very different. But Dale and I also last night, because we were binging.
Yes.
So call back to your binge bump thing. We binged a lot of stuff last night, and we watched Wonder Woman 1984, WW84. And I have to say, can I say it? It was a fucking shit show from beginning to end.
So here's my take.
Do it.
Is that it was not a shit show, but I agree with this. It was a shitty plot.
It was a horrible plot.
But the show, I think, was well made.
Certainly well filmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the plot was horrible.
Yeah.
And this is the problem that I have with most superhero movies, whether it's DC or it's Marvel.
The story
I just
sucks.
do not enjoy them. I hate almost all of them.
Yeah.
The only ones that I've ever been interested in and that I've actually watched for a second time is the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
It's the only one.
Yeah.
That's been decent.
I think Patty Jenkins did a really good job as director.
But I will tell you, wait.
She also wrote this, and the script was horrible.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
However, I will say that I loved Kristen Wiig in this.
Yes, I will.
She's done something that I have not seen before, and she was amazing.
So Kristen Wiig played Cheetah. This woman who becomes eventually Cheetah, a villain in the story. She was kind of the secondary villain in this particular movie. And I also will say that Gal Gadot was fucking amazing. She's always amazing.
Yeah.
She did a great rendition of Wonder Woman, and she's a good actor, and she's beautiful as all can be. But what I found here, and what I'm finding in superhero movies of late, is that it's so over the fucking top that it becomes so Like, there was one point, and I don't think this is a spoiler, there was one point where she used her lasso, which is probably 10 feet long, and she, like, goes like this in the air with it, and she grabs onto the tail of a jetliner.
Airplane. Yeah.
And it pulls her up into the sky. And it's like, fucking, you're going too far. She basically put her lasso up a mile into the air to grab onto this airplane.
Yeah.
It was too much. And I get it. I get that she can stop bullets with her bracelets, and I get that she can use her lasso for truth. But they went too far on too many occasions. Yeah. And it was just over the top ridiculousness. And that's one of the things that keeps coming up in the reviews of this movie is nonsensical. Most of this movie was complete nonsense. And even bringing Steve Trevor back from the dead was complete nonsensical bullshit. You know, Chris Pine, I love him. He's cute. He did not need to be in this movie.
He didn't need to be there.
He did not need to be there.
No purpose.
No purpose whatsoever. She could have held the movie on her own. They could have not had him in there at all, and it would have been an okay movie.
Right.
The Mandalorian was in there.
Yes.
Pedro Pascal played the main villain in this. And
I didn't like him as a villain.
No. Love him to death, but he was horrible in this.
I didn't like him as a villain.
Anyway, people are 50-50 on this. I saw most of half my friends thought it was one of the best movies of the year, and half my friends thought it was shit. I'm in the shit pile.
Yeah. But I'm also not a fan of any of those type of movies, so I don't think my opinion carries as much weight.
I didn't hate it, though. It was 2 hours.
I didn't hate it.
It was 2.5 hours long, which was was it half an hour?
It was long.
It was a half an hour too long. Movies should not be longer than 2 hours.
90 minutes.
Yeah, 90 minutes is better. That's most comedies.
Yeah.
This was a comedy. But what it did is it made $85 million since Christmas Day.
I mean, that's just crazy.
Which is the #1 movie of the year, and HBO has decided to fast track number 3. So we're getting more. We're getting more.
Just another one that I have to watch for the Binge Bum podcast.
That's right. Let's skip all the way down to this news. You have opinions about this. Sex and the City. Should we talk about Sex and the City?
That's my opinion.
Instead of a third Sex and the City feature film, the franchise could be coming to HBO Max in a limited series with Sarah Jessica Parker, Kristen Davis, and Cynthia Nixon.
All right. This I could get on board with.
Yeah.
But not a movie. I don't like it anyway. I never watched the original. I just couldn't get through an episode.
It just wasn't for you.
It's just horrible.
Oh, no. Well, I disagree completely with you on this.
Can I
Sex and the City was one of my favorite series of the 90s.
Can I say that Sarah Jessica Parker is a horrible actress?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I agree that she's very like
she has one thing.
One range, yes. I would say that
one thing.
I will say
one thing.
All right, I will agree.
And this is it. So she's got to fucking make it. This is it.
I will agree with you that she is not very deep. And every character she plays is herself.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's Divorce on HBO or any of the movies that she's made, she's basically playing the same character, which is Sarah Jessica Parker.
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie.
Is it Carrie?
It's Carrie. Yeah, I'm surprised you know that.
Yeah, I know. I pulled that out of my ass.
Yeah. Anyway, Kim Cattrall has repeatedly said that she'll never play Samantha again, so she won't be part of this. But we have to remember that her Fox show Filthy Rich failed miserably this fall, so maybe she'll change her mind. Who knows? So Sex and the City could be coming to HBO. HBO's getting all the shit, man. Dale and I just watched the 7th episode of The Flight Attendant last night. Also, we were major binging last night. There's one more left, number 8, which is the final of season 1, but it has been renewed. It's coming back for season 2, Dale. So we're excited about that.
Love it.
It's really well done.
It's really well done, and there are parts in it where you're like, why am I watching this? But I'm telling you, Kaylee Cuoco is, if you can get past Big Bang Theory, it is great. It's a great freaking show.
And she's really good in it.
Because you've also had issues with Jim Parsons and other characters.
Because I see him
because
as
you
Sheldon.
see him as Big Bang.
Right.
And you didn't like that one that we watched recently, the Hollywood? Is that what it was?
No, I hated him.
You hated Hollywood, but I loved it. He was dirty and mean and just an asshole, and I loved it. I loved it.
Well, in this, she's just a big drunk mess.
She's just a big drunk mess.
It's a great
Which is
mystery.
not too far from her Big Bang character, but much more deeper than Penny.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see where it goes. We have one more episode to watch. It's out there, and we're looking forward to a second season in 2021.
Yeah. The last thing is we got to get caught up on A Teacher.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that. If you guys haven't seen the Coming to America trailer, which is the sequel to Coming to America, you guys have to see it. I'm very excited about this because it looks very faithful to the original movie. Very, very excited to see this. They go back to the barbershop. He and Arsenio Hall play all the characters from that barbershop like they did in the original. James Earl Jones is back, and
what?
Yes, everybody's back.
See, I haven't seen as much. You've been keeping up with this.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. Well, it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, I know.
I could watch that movie every day. I love it so much. It's coming March 5th to Prime Video, which is Amazon Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you got Amazon Prime Video. So, anyway, we probably should go.
Yes.
I want to talk about New Year's Eve.
Boots and pets.
You know that Ryan Seacrest will be once again hosting Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve on ABC. This is going to be his 16th year doing it, but there's going to be no people, Dale. No people.
I just
Times
wish
Square.
he wasn't doing it with asshole.
Who's asshole?
The Bravo guy. Never mind. I'm thinking of CNN.
You're on a different network. Yes.
I'm on a third drink.
Yeah. You're thinking of
CNN.
Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen on CNN. No, we're talking about ABC.
Never mind. Forget it.
Yeah. So anyway, you ruined that whole section. Jennifer Lopez is going to be the main act on their show.
It's certainly going to be interesting to see an empty Times Square.
It'll be interesting to see an empty Times Square with the ball dropping and nobody watching it.
Right.
Why even bother?
Oh, there'll be people watching.
Just show last year's episode. It's the fucking same thing.
It's all the same. We're
right back to the beginning.
No, the thing is, you can't show last year's because who wants to start this year over?
No, that's true. I was wondering, we were talking about eating black-eyed peas on New Year's Day for good luck for the next year. But you don't like black-eyed peas. I was wondering where that came from. It basically comes way back from 1,500 years ago. It's written in the Talmud. It's a Jewish thing. You know that?
I didn't know that.
I looked that up
wait
today.
To tell my family.
Right. But there are other things you can eat for good luck and abundance. You can eat pork. You can eat noodles. You can eat rice. You can eat bundt cake, oranges and honey.
Cake. Oh, and what are we having?
We're going to have vodka. Bye, guys.
Bye.
SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, even on Facebook. There's no excuse not to listen. Swish Edition.
I don't like him.